Hi, we're Jay and Laura LaFoon. We're from Alma, Michigan. We've been married 26 years. And probably for the first 15 years of our marriage, our sex life was a struggle. I grew up in a very religious home and, was always told that once, you save yourself for marriage, and once you do that, then, sex is going to be, all the time. I mean, at least that's what my male brain thought. I thought we were going to have sex all the time. Laura grew up in the deep South. And as a result, never really talked about sex and never really thought it was a big part of marriage.
I was like, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal? Probably because I wasn't a very good lover early on. In fact, most likely I wasn't. I don't know. Can't remember that far. But the reality is, Laura had a habit that really bothered me. And it was a habit she developed in high school, and she carried it through college, and that was she read herself to sleep every night. And she brought this book to bed, and it would be every night she would roll over and she would start reading her book. And it was a great source of frustration for us, for me. She really didn't know anything about it. And then finally one day I said to her, and it probably wasn't the best way to handle the situation, but I said to her, so are you going to make love to your book tonight, or are you going to make love to me? And that was kind of
when you put it like that, I'm going to make love to my book. No.
But that was kind of when the light bulb went off that we needed to start talking about our sex life.
And it was from that really I realized picking up a book at night was making Jay feel as if he was very unimportant. That this book was more important than he was. And I didn't realize, because I didn't understand how a man's brain worked and that sex was that important, because I grew up in a home where you didn't even say the word sex and never saw my parents kiss other than kiss goodnight. And so it really was an eye-opener for me to realize the pain that I was causing him, because I could hear it in his voice. At first I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna make love to my book when you say it like that. But then I realized I really was causing him pain, and he was feeling very unimportant in our sex life. And then from there, I would say, as he began to travel full time, and he'd be gone for nights, a couple nights in a row, and then he'd come home and he'd want to have sex, and he'd come home and I'd want to have conversation. And again, that frustration would come out. I'm like, you've been gone. All I want to do is sit and talk to you. You're such a pig. All you want to do is touch. And I just want to talk. And again, that pain and that frustration. And there was another point where we had to, here's how you're making me feel. Here's how I feel. Here's how I feel like you just want me. I'm just a piece of meat. And he was saying, you don't want me at all, and I've been gone. Did you not miss me? So again, it's that male-female brain really sees things very differently, but the pain is still real. The frustration is still real. And we really had to just open up and say, here's how I feel when you do that.
We're either going to fix this, or we're going to struggle with it the rest of our life. And we haven't fixed it, I don't think, because it's an ongoing process. I think with anything in life, once you feel like you got it down, it turns and goes the other way.
But again, even now, traveling, both of us full time, and we're gone every weekend, and we're in hotel rooms, and people think, wow, that's really a nice thing to do. No, it's not. We're working. And, and even when we first started traveling, he had that thought, well, we're in a hotel when we're away from the kids, we should be having sex. I'm going, you've got to be joking. I'm exhausted. We've just performed for thousands of people, and that's the last thing on my brain. But we learned from those other things that we had to discuss it.
That joy comes in the morning.
That's right. Mornings are always better.
So it is a process. It's been a process for us, and we still don't have it right all the time.
And there's still frustration. There's still times that we get frustrated with each other, and especially as you get older, everything flips and switches. He used to be the sexual aggressor, and now I got older, and now sometimes it's me. And so again, it's that change, and that how are you seeing me and how am I seeing you?
Right. So that's kind of been our journey.